It is so funny that we look for the culprit of what's going on in our life to be some horrible traumatic event. So when I tell you to look back and look at the past to see where the trauma comes from, we are typically looking for this scary, horrible monster, right? Well, you know what? It's so funny because there's been a few different people that I've worked on, and it was not this horrible, scary monster. It was actually something that was kind of good, but it gets taken wrong. So it doesn't matter what happens in your past, even if it was something that really wasn't that bad. If it left a mark on you for one reason or another, it is bad. And so you still got to work on healing it, just like it was some traumatic thing. So, for one instance, I worked on this one girl in this group, and her traumatic event was she was everything to her mom and dad. She was the only one for a while, and she was the only one. And just by them having another child took away from her attention. And I don't know, she was like 16, 17. Anyway, it was very traumatic for her. And then they had, I don't know, 5 or 6 other kids. And it left such a traumatic event for her that she had a hard time getting along with her mom. Well, this was the whole root cause. So we just have to look for what's going on and where it came from. Another person I worked on was adopted, and even though adopted right at birth by a lovely mom and dad that took care of him and gave him everything that he needed, he still felt abandoned, which, I mean, a lot of us would. Why did you give me away? But that was only one of the issues. The other issue was the fact of his dad. By the time he was in high school and he played ball, his dad was always bragging up, oh my God, my son, he's so great, he does this, and he's so great, he does that. Well, once the son graduates from high school, he starts having all this traumatic stuff and this emotional stuff because he feels like he is never going to be good enough to match up to the way his dad feels about him. Well, and the fact that his dad and mom saved him from being abandoned. So here they were the rescuers, they saved him, and then they talk about him like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And so he feels like he can never be all that they think that he is. And they talk about him and brag about him so much that it actually makes him feel bad about himself because he thinks he's not all that and never can be. So remember, it's not always just the bad things that get us